Hi there, everyone. I just thought I'd give you an update video. So this is my second week in NaNoRenO, and just short update telling you guys what I did and showcasing some artwork. So I've got, I drew the robot servant of Rosim, the love interest, and the robot's name is Sapphire. So I drew her base and I drew her blinking and I drew her lights turning on and off to I think I said this in the previous video, but Sapphire doesn't actually blink because she's a robot, but when she turns on and off, her eyes open and close. So I did that. Also, I made sure to do the facial expressions of Rosim, the love interest. So I have her neutral eyebrows, her shocked eyebrows, her angry eyebrows, her sad eyebrows. I have her blushing. I have her resting eyes that are like closed in a restful way. I have her eyes that are closed in like an energetic way. I have her open mouth, neutral mouth, happy mouth, sad mouth. And then I just made some composite images in RenPy using these different pieces. Um, so now I can easily call a few different facial expressions using these individual pieces. And if when writing the game I feel the need to have a different facial expression, I can just easily copy paste and alter some code to make a different facial expression with these pieces that I've made. And of course, I did not do any facial expression variants for Sapphire other than her opening and closing her eyes because she's a robot, so she doesn't have any change in her facial features. And then I did a CG of Sapphire buried in the snow because that's how the protagonist finds her, buried in the snow. At first, he's not sure if it's a person, so he assumes that it's a person that's like dead or dying. But thankfully, he discovers that it's a robot, so that's good. And I also drew a very simple flurry background, and then I just did some coding. I wanted to get the graphic user interface the way that I wanted it, and it turned out well. I did some alterations to the main menu screen. I've been doing all of my art as squares. I'm just very comfortable doing square artwork. And in the main game, the square is all that's needed because to the right of the square is the text box. So I was wondering, how am I going to get the title page to look good when it's just a square? The default title page of like default just fresh RenPy game has the like navigation menu to the left, and that's basically it. And the entire rest of the page is dedicated to just by default displaying the name of the game and just a background image. So I think everyone who gets into RenPy even a little bit ends up turning off the displayed name on the bottom right because it just doesn't look that great. It doesn't look professional, in my opinion, anyway. So I turned that off, and then I realized that if I have one of the squares just shown in the center on a black background, then it would have enough space for the navigation on the left, and it would have some space on the right, and the space on the right I could have the title of the game in. So I just made like a very simple image doing that, and it turned out good. I think it looks simple but like sleek in a way. I also wanted the game to be having its graphic user interface elements being white on black, and that is not one of the default settings that RenPy generates a game with. the closest I could do would be black on white, but that's not what I wanted. So I went through all of the images in the graphic user interface folder and just opened up GIMP and opened all of these different images and basically just desaturated all of them so that they're monochrome like white or gray. It's simple, but I just wanted it to be white on black instead of yellow on black. And then this next part was tricky because I'm frankly not an expert when it comes to screen language in RenPy, but I was thankfully able to edit the saving and loading menus. The game menu also has like the just simple square image in the middle with the black bars on the left and right, and the black bar on the left has the navigation elements in it. And I was like, okay, I want the saving and loading, instead of there being 6 boxes, I want there to be 4 boxes, and that the 4 boxes would be like centered in the center square. And the coding is such that I couldn't quite like figure it out from the ground up without like having to redo everything, and I don't know enough about this to do that without breaking it. But thankfully I was able to alter some alignment elements for the saving and loading menus, and I ended up like I switched the number of boxes. That was easy enough to find, and then I was able to get it more or less centered in that square. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I did the text box the way that I like it. So yeah, and I made the arrow and everything, coded it so that it like points. Technically speaking, I had this code done before, but according to the NaNoRenO rules, well, at least I had this code for the text box and arrow and stuff done before. But according to the NaNoRenO rules, I'm not allowed to like copy and paste the code. So what I did was I like just copied it out like exactly. So there we go. Uh, I don't think anyone would really care if I copy and pasted like a very simple small amount of code, but I want to keep to the spirit of the thing. And then I was thinking of doing more music, but I was like, I already have 11 songs, and I'm thinking of this being a fairly short game, like 20,000 words, maybe slightly less. So basically, I just listened back through all of the music that I had already done in March and decided, yeah, it sounds pretty good, and named all of the music tracks and stuff. So now my music is all done. So that's good. So yeah, honestly, it's sort of strange doing weekly videos like this because I feel like I don't have that much to talk about. Because I've only done like a simple number of things, like a fairly small number. But I'm just looking at my to-do list here, and next week, I'm planning on getting all of the artwork finished up and maybe starting on the writing, basically. And then the last week will just be me finishing up the writing and getting it ready for release. So that sounds good. I thought I'd more or less re-record this part after having some food to eat. I I don't want to be so low energy that it seems like I'm just falling asleep at the microphone. Um, but I just want to say, like, there are some other little technical points that I was wanting to bring up. Uh, in particular, after NaNoRenO is done, of course, I'm going to be finishing up Submerged Lights because I just need to do that. And realistically speaking, the release date of Submerged Lights on Steam will not be April, but will be May because I do have a significant amount of artwork left to do, and also the like approval process on Steam takes a significant amount of time. It will probably get released on itch significantly before it gets released on Steam. But mostly I just wanted to say thank you to you guys because we have somehow reached 100 subscribers, which is crazy to me. And I just wanted to thank you guys. And yeah, I appreciate you guys being here because I'm just sort of recording whatever videos I feel like. And I know I have opinions that don't really align with whatever is popular these days. And I've always been very like reclusive and have never really felt like I was part of any real community except for like when I was in school, then I felt like, oh, I've got classmates and stuff, but I don't really feel like I'm part of a community. But then here you guys are proving me wrong because you guys are like somehow a community is kind of forming around me and it's just touching and it's just touching. So thanks, you guys. And I would love to continue doing visual novels as my life's work. Like, I really want this to take off, and hopefully, I'll be able to. I know you know, it ever since I released The Silent Column, it's been like a little bit, how shall I say, hasn't really taken off yet because I've only really released The Silent Column and A Lily from the Lightless Water, and those have been my only two projects. I've been figuring a bunch of stuff out, but I feel like I'm getting it, and I feel like I've been saying that for a long time, but like with this NaNoRenO thing, I honestly think I'll be able to finish like a good quality project during the course of 1 month, and I think I'd be very comfortable making like stories around 20,000 words over the course of 1 month. Like now that I actually understand, like, it's like, okay, this much artwork is reasonable, this much writing is reasonable, these many songs are reasonable, this graphic user interface it looks decent, you know. I think I could just do it. Um, so I am wanting to do that to the best of my ability. Because if I can do a project like this for NaNoRenO, then of course I could copy and paste it, like not copy and paste it, but copy and paste the formula and just be like, oh, 3 months, I'll do three more projects, you know? And I feel like if I would be able to do this, I might even be able to finish like 8 projects by the end of the year, including this one for NaNoRenO, Submerged Lights, and I have other projects in the oven right now, like Tranquility's Pages and The Warm Tree, and I have other ones that I'm wanting to do. So if I have the opportunity, I'd love to do this. Um, because I want this to be my life's work, you know? So thank you. Um, for being here. It still hasn't really sunk in because I'm very used to just recording this stuff in my room and I don't really feel like people are listening. But you know, because I'm not really a big content creator or whatever. I'm just a dude. Um, so it's kind of wild to me that there is actually like 100, a little bit more than 100 right now, subscribers that are just every once in a while they check out my stuff and listen to me. It's very cool. So thank you. And kind of dovetailing off of that, I just want to say I am planning on when this project is done for NaNoRenO, I will have it be available for free for a window of time, probably around a month. But then after that, I'm wanting to charge for it. So like early comers can get like a nice free sample of it sort of thing. They get to have it for free, but I do need to pay for food and stuff. So I would love to be able to make this my life's work, my living, and so I need to charge money at some point. So yeah, after a month, I'll just have it be available for profit, you know. I'm sure you guys understand. I just need to put food on the table. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, you guys, and You take care. See you in the next video.